Alright guys, so following on from how to structure the sites, what we need to do is we need to start to post some articles. But before we do that, we want to not just look at the Traffic Scout Alpha Amazon tool. That will give us some ideas how we can get some content into the site and give us multiple pieces of content for every sort of category and subcategory, etc. But we do want to do some keyword research at that point as well, so that we can keep ourselves tightly grouped with our keywords. And to do that, we're going to use Google to optimize our content. Okay, so bear with me and I will show you step by step how this is done. Okay, so I've got my site up here and you can see I've got no content yet, but I have put in my categories. Okay, the categories I took from this section here, the main bike section from Amazon, I took all of these. Okay, I used Silent Alpha, just basically copied from here, from Amazon, pasted in here for all those different bike types. Okay, and that's what you see here. And also what you will see is things like accessories, bike parts, clothing, cycling tips, helmets and trainers. Those I got from this section up here. If I just hover over the main cycling section, you can see it's got bikes, accessories, helmets, components, etc, etc. Okay, components I renamed to bike parts, so that we can put in things like electric bike conversion kits and things like that have got high traffic volume and we want to target a little bit later. Okay, now the beauty of working with Traffic Scout Alpha at this point is that we can really push the content in very, very fast. I mean, seconds literally for every article that we want to put in. But before we do that, we want to keep a note and a sort of reminder of the keywords that we want to build out inside that post when we do an introduction, when we do some additional text on top of any list type post or any table style type post. Okay, so how we do that is, let's go over to the first category here. We've got BMX bikes. Okay, and when I come over to BMX bikes, we can see in here that we have got featured brands. Now if I click on here to see more, we're going to get a lot more brands, but I'm ignoring most of these at the moment because some of these have got like just one product. Okay, what you tend to find is with the featured brands, they've got several products. So I just basically, I copy and paste these. Okay, let's just try and get all of it actually. Copy and paste these into the Silent Alpha plugin. This time I would choose BMX bikes as the parent category. Simply come over, paste, and we can click on submit, and that will create those subcategories for us. So then what I need to do is I need to go and create some posts for FitTech BMX, Mongoose BMX, etc, etc. Okay, now I've already added these, so I'm not going to click to add it right now. I've already done that before. So what I want to do is I want to start looking for content, and the first thing I do is come over to Traffic Scout Alpha. Okay, and I'll go into the Amazon tool, and when I did a basic search of Mongoose BMX bikes, okay, when I scroll down, I start to notice there's a lot of boys bikes, there's some girls bikes, and there's various types of BMX bikes, and this is where we can take things deeper with our content posting. Okay, that means we can go after even more keywords by tightly grouping according to the subcategories we're going to be building out as far as the articles are concerned. Okay, so we've already got our BMX bikes subcategory. We can break that down further if we want. We could have adult BMX bikes, we could have boys BMX bikes, we could have unisex BMX bikes, etc., girls BMX bikes, etc. But I don't want to do that. I think it's gone a little bit too deep and I don't think it's needed right now. What I can do, however, is I can put different posts for each of those, and for each of those I can break them down into maybe another 3 or 4 posts. Let me explain. So if I wanted to boys BMX bikes, which I have done here, what I've done is basically found 15 products that are about boys BMX bikes. Now if I scroll down here, you can see every single one of these is boys bikes. Most of these are 20-inch, which is the wheel size. Okay, so I've got something I can work with to make one post. There will be other searches that I do that might break that down into different types of maybe for girls bags, maybe for adult bags, etc. I have already filtered these. Now even at this point I can do according to the top rated. I can do the top 5 rated boys Mongoose BMX bags. That makes a perfectly fine post, okay? And I can also do newly released Mongoose BMX boys bags. So all I would do then is go and do a different section or different response group over here for new releases, okay? So what I want to do is I want to start to populate the site and get some content in there because it's got no content at all. So now that I've identified I'm going to do Mongoose BMX bags, okay, what I'm going to do, or what I have already done, like any good chef, here's one I did earlier, and I just happened to have been a chef for a large part of my life before I started working for myself and do businesses for myself. I was actually a chef for 17 years, so I like to have things ready, and I like to have things prepped in advance. So I've already done the search in key search for boys BMX bags. Now what I did do when I put this in, I got something like 430 keywords back. I had to filter those, so I filtered so that I had minimum number of words as 3, and it's got the keyword boy in here. Now we're still seeing some keywords in here. It's got nothing to do with BMX, but here's the key, okay? First thing I do is I'm going to I go and do the checking for the score, okay? I go and do the bulk check, and then simply export, and you can choose export to TXT. When I do that, then what I do is go straight over to Google Keyword Planner, okay? In Google Keyword Planner, I posted in all of those keywords, okay? And let me just go back and do it again for you, because this might confuse you if I do not. I'm just going to refresh this so we can do that one more time. Okay, so what I'll do is come back over to key search. This is for your benefit. I've already done it, but I'm going to show you for your benefit. So what we do is once we've done our bulk check so that we've got some kind of record here, good idea as well is that we save the keywords. Okay, so we can create a keyword group. We're going to call this one Boys Mongoose BMX. Okay, and we can click to add to list, so we can go and get those anytime later. We don't have to go and research and redo the competitive score, etc. Now I've got 58 keywords, so what I'll do is export TXT, and I'm going to put Mongoose Boys BMX. Okay, and just save that somewhere, ideally in a folder. Okay, I've got this folder here, and I'm going to call this BMX key search. Right, now I'll open this up. I will take all the keywords I've got here, all 58. I'm going to copy those. I'll go over to Google Keyword Planner, and this is what Google Keyword Planner AdWords Keyword Planner tool looks like. Okay, it's a tool that's designed for people that want to do AdWords and YouTube ads and things like that. You will see we've got 3 options here: search for new keywords, get search volume data and trends, and multiply keyword lists to get new keywords. Okay, what I'm going to do is choose the second one, get search volume data and trends. I'm going to put my 58 keywords in here. Now because I've just pasted them in, this is not highlighted yet, it's not clickable yet. Just move your cursor, move your mouse and bring it back again, and then we can click on get search volume. Now I'm not really that bothered, and this might surprise you, I'm not that bothered about the search volumes right now. What I'm bothered about is getting keywords that are tightly grouped that I can put into my article so that Google knows what that article is about. Okay, whether it's a review post with a table style or a list post or just an informational post, these keywords Google is going to tell me which I should put together inside an article about a specific topic. Google is going to tell me how to optimize my content here. So what I'll do is I'll come over to add group ideas. Okay, so we got the ad groups, and Google has optimized this for me. it's told me boys BMX, there's 25 keywords here. We've got boys BMX bikes, boys 20-inch BMX bike, we've got BMX for 11-year-old, for 13-year-old, for 9-year-old, big boy BMX, we've got best boys BMX, all these kind of keywords in here. Now, I might not use all of them, like for 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 9-year-olds, but I can do from 9 to 13-year-olds, okay? So I can think about how to use that in a different way. It's giving me suggestions, and so that I can take these keywords, okay, I'm just going to come back a bit, and I can just simply click on this add to plan. Now also what I want to do, here we got Mongoose boys bikes, it's now got BMX in it. We've got different size of wheel size here. This is inches, so 18-inch wheels, 20-inch wheels, 24-inch wheels, etc. And then we've got down here boys bike, which is general, like Walmart boys bikes, etc. We don't want that in our BMX article. And when we come down here, we can see there's a bunch of there's another one keyword in here, 20-inch boys bicycle, so we've probably already got that. Okay, so that's only one keyword there, we can let that one skip. So I could, if I wanted, choose to put some of these keywords in here, but what I want to do instead is I'm going to take these keywords and I'm going to copy them, okay, and if I want to choose to do that later, I can always come back. I can always do a separate folder and call it backup to boys BMX, for example, okay, and just have those kind of keywords there. There's another 18 or 16 keywords in there. My dog is barking downstairs, my apologies, okay, or I can just put them in together. But what I wanted, actually, let's just put them in together, because what we're actually doing this for is so that we can basically we can use for the rank tracker, okay. So I'm just going to take that. So I've already got my boys BMX 25, and I'll just take this one as well. Let me just close that for a second. So I'm in this one, and I want to copy those to clipboard as well. Let me see. I think it's taken all of these together. Yeah, it has. Okay, so fine. We will take all of these and we'll close it. Okay. So what I want to do now is when I go to Traffic Scout Alpha and I'm about to make a post and I've got my top 15 in here, I'm going to send this to, and I'm going to do this one as a comparison table because it's more than 50, it's more than 10 products, okay. I want to make it visually appealing. I want to make it easy to understand for people to navigate. First thing in mind, how will it be for the user? Will it be useful? Will it be hard to read? Will it be awkward to read? Is it something that's going to create a high bounce rate? All these things matter, okay. Google's looking for that kind of thing. Things like bounce rate is really important today for SEO. So what we want to do for this kind of post with 15 products, we're going to make a comparison table. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to go and create a comparison table for me to work with, okay. And if I expand on this, you can see I've already got some columns already ticked. Now we've got to remember that the length of WordPress sites, we're going to limit us for what we can do with how many different columns. All of these columns are what we can get from the API working with Amazon. I've chosen to use 5, and I use the same 5 every time. There's other things in there that we could put in there, such as the wheel sizes, how many gears and stuff, but if we simply choose the feature column here, that has that kind of information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on create the table. Okay, now I've created the table, I'm going to click on insert the table. Okay, and now I've got a post ready to go over to WordPress. Okay, so what I want to do first is I'm going to change the title, and I'm going to call this Mongoose Boys BMX Bikes. Okay, now we could put top rated, top selling, and this is where we can take our content deeper, and we would have slightly different products every time as well. Now there's something gone wrong here with these images, so I'm not going to actually post this. I'll probably restart the software, but I'll continue with this video anyway while I'm doing this, because we need the image to be showing here. We should be showing the images, and then what we can do when we've got the image there is we can reduce the size of all the images at one time just by clicking on here, choose 50% post that in, and it will reduce the size of the image in this column, so that when those images are there, if they're too big, they're going to make your columns too tall. Okay, the shorter we make them, or the smaller we make them, then the more appealing it's going to be for the user who's reading your review post. Okay, so we'll just pretend this is working okay. I probably just have to restart the software and it will work. Or some of them are working for some strange reason. Okay, I might just have to run it one more time with the search. But anyway, no big deal. What we can do is just keep moving forward for the purpose of this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in here top rated mongoose bikes, mongoose boys BMX bikes. So we've got 15 different bikes in here. So I'm going to put top 15 customer rated mongoose boys BMX bikes. Okay, so that's maybe needs a little bit rearranging. I can do that inside WordPress. I can give it a little bit more thought. This keywords area here, don't worry too much about it. I'm just going to put in here BMX boys. That is not that important. What will be important is when we go into the site, we're actually going to use some tags in the site so that it shows underneath the post, and that is to help again for users. Okay, the reason for that is if somebody's searching my site for a particular keyword, okay, those tags help them to navigate the site. Okay, it's nothing to do with Google metadata. It's for the site, it's for the user. Not everything is for Google. Okay, we think of the user first, and Google will love you for it. Okay, so I'll just keep it like this, and I'll click on save and close. Now what happens at this point is that this will create a post in the WordPress poster. And now that's being created, what I can do is I can make sure I've got my accounts. Okay, so I can click on here to open, because I've already added the WordPress account I want to work with. Okay, and I can just simply pull in the saved file to save me from typing it out every single time. Okay, next thing I can do is come over to the options, and in the options I can click on ping the URL, index the URL. In the settings over here, you can choose which indexes you want to work with. Okay, I think there's 5 or something like that over there. If you want to work with more than one indexer, you can. Okay, I'm going to send to rank tracker after uploading. This is where we're going to put our keywords, and I'm going to save to drafts as well. Okay, take off this click for a link wheel. That's if you want to do some stuff on video sharing sites and stuff. Don't do that on your money site. Okay, so I've got all of these, and I've got my posts over here, and I've got my title. Now if I go and make a post for this, posting it into my website, which I'm not going to do because there was a problem with those images. I need to restart and redo the search again, or repost into the WordPress poster again. So I'm not going to send this before the images are corrected. There's a little bug there maybe that we need to fix. Then what I can do is when I start to syndicate this, when I start to post this, there will be a pop-up box appear. But the pop-up box that appears will ask you to add your keywords, because we put in here that we're going to send to rank tracker. Okay, and when that appears, we will simply paste in our keywords that we grouped, that we found, and inside Google Keyword Planner that Google optimized and grouped for us and told us we should be using. We found 2 groups in there that we should be using, or that we could be using. Those keywords I'm going to simply put into the rank tracker box when it opens up, and that will go and create a campaign in a rank tracker automatically for this URL with all those keywords, and it will simply keep going and checking. Okay, and all of that happens in the background, so that we can, we can run that search anytime, or we can schedule it as well. Perfect. Okay, so we can always keep an eye on what's going on for that particular post. Simple, easy stuff. Now I do need to restart the software before I can post it in there. Thanks for watching. Hope you got value from this video, and I hope you understood everything clearly. It's a very, very simple system, but very effective system, and we're not really thinking about any black hat stuff. We're doing things nicely, and we're thinking about the user experience, and we're thinking about how to get Google to optimize our content, how do we get Amazon to help us to structure our websites, and we're doing things nicely the correct way, and it's going to be very, very simple to build out thousands of posts in a very, very short period of time. If I was to sit there and and calculate how many I could do within 1 hour, well, if I'm not doing a video, I could probably do these within a minute each. Okay, if I wasn't doing the keyword stuff, the keyword grouping. So if we put an extra 3 or 4 minutes onto that, then we could be still doing about 20 posts within an hour. So if you teach a virtual assistant to do that, and they're working for 5 or 6 hours a day, how many posts can you get done? Quite a lot. Okay, you can build out an authority site extremely quickly using this. So bear that in mind. That's what Traffic Scout Alpha is able to do. That's what we built it for from the original niche ripping course. This is when we decided to build Traffic Scout Alpha, so that we could do exactly this kind of stuff. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.